The products of this program, the technology of it, lends itself well to an interesting way to portray it for you. So we're going to try our best to show you rather than tell you about this program. Okay, there's Don Andrews' hand in Menlo Park. And in a second we'll see the screen that he's working and the way the tracking spot moves in conjunction with movements of that mouse. I don't know why we call it a mouse. Sometimes I apologize. It started that way and we never did change it. All right, as it moves up or down or sideways, so does the tracking spot. And the principles for its operation are quite easy to see. If you'll turn it over, Don. Its principle is that there are two wheels that roll on the surface. But since they're at right angles and kind of sharp edges, one will roll and the other slide in one direction. And as the mouse moves over a surface, then each of those wheels either slides sideways without rolling or rolls an amount that very closely duplicates the particular component of horizontal or vertical in the net motion it makes.
I was sitting in a conference probably about 1961, and it was a conference on computer graphics, primitive as it was then. And I think I got bored at the kind of way they were dealing with it because, it was going to get interactive and they should realize that more. I realized that, pointing at the screen was always going to be important. And, it just suddenly occurred to me, why don't I put wheels in two directions and get them on a device like this and move it around, and each wheel gets registered in the computer as how far you move up and down or how far you move sideways. Oh, it'd be great.
If you take a mouse and move it through some closed trajectory back to exactly the same point, usually the tracking spot won't come back to exactly the same place it was on the screen. And for that sense, it wouldn't work well if you're trying to trace maps or other figures and diagrams. But the way we use it continuously and exclusively is to watch the screen and to follow it around, and we use this merely as a device to move that tracking spot, and your eye on the tracking spot, you really don't care whether it follows exactly this or not.